Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. All right, it's been a little while, but I'm back. So, all right, it is Thursday, January 18th, 7:31 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. It looks like after a bit of a dump, the market might be turning around. The crypto market, that is. So let's dive in and see how it's looking. All right, as always, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Looking at FinViz today, pretty much, what happened? Well, we did close in the green for the Dow, the Nasdaq, S&P 500, and Russell 2000, all closed in the green. That's a good thing. The tech sector definitely did great. Nvidia in the green, Apple in the green, Google, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft. For some reason, Tesla took a bit of a dump. So anyway, not a bad day overall for the S&P 500. It did close in the green, but it definitely was a battle. Not everything was happy today. So looking at, let's fire. This needs to be the DXY. Let's look at the big markets in general. Wait a second, making all kinds of crazy errors here. I want to go over here. There we go. Okay, so top left-hand corner is the DXY. These are all daily charts. So DXY was on a long downwards channel. It definitely has broken out on the daily. We can see that here. How far will it go? Hard to say. It's going to come up against some, previous resistance here soon. Fire array here. Horizontal array right there. Bam. So it's getting ready to hit some resistance. We'll see how it goes. But been on a downwards trend. Definitely broke out of that downwards trend. It's on the way up. So we'll see how far that goes. But that definitely is, I think in general, that's part of what is dumping crypto a little bit. Of course, we did have the Bitcoin ETFs come out. People were wondering, will that be a pump or a dump? Ended up being kind of a dump. But I think that dump might be coming to an end. And we'll take a look at that as we rock along. So looking at oil, crude oil here in the daily, still below the 200 moving average. It's a 73, 78 right now. I don't think that'll last. So if you are a commodities trader and you like your oil, definitely might be a time to get in. I think I see a win pattern beginning there. So boom, there's just no way with the global conflict that oil is going to stay that low. All right, looking at gold, I think we're beginning to see a nice bounce off the 200 moving average. It broke above, came back and tested. This is a daily chart. A lot of days we're looking at here. I think we're beginning to see a nice upwards channel. It's probably at the bottom. I think we're beginning to turn around. That's kind of exciting. Gold is looking not too bad. Silver all over the place, ranging like crazy. Probably see an uptrend now, but it's a $22.61 this very moment. Actually, I'm sorry, $22.70 or 71 cents if I round it up. Anyway, silver, most likely going to see an uptrend if silver continues. I'm surprised to see, well, silver took a dump when when the DXY pumped, and so did gold took a dump when the DXY pumped. And of course, Bitcoin's been dumping probably from the DXY, but also that's just kind of how the ETF affected things. But there we go. Only thing I have confidence in is that definitely we'll probably see, well, I have no idea. We're in a crazy moment. So that's the chart as I see it this very moment. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours, 7.3 billion. That is not bad at all compared to what it has been for the last like 2 years, So very, very hot. Nice trading volume. Like seeing that down 27% last 24 hours. We'll see how we roll into the weekend. But maybe volume is trailing off, but it's not bad, put it that way. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, where the big money is, 74% long, 25% short. I've never seen exactly that split before. I'm going to take it as a positive. I think the longs are starting to crank up, in my opinion, both just spot and probably with leverage. And not only in Bitcoin, but other alts as well. Or I should say alts as well. Looking at the big exchanges, the top 20, they're all in general in the red, but they're beginning to pick up volume wise. So spot trading volume is in the red, as in it's just decreasing last 24 hours, but I think it's about to flip green. So we'll see tomorrow morning when the market opens, even though I know Forex is 24/7, I think we might see a move up and these exchanges get back in the green, and I'll tell you why as we roll along. So Bitcoin coming in at 41,106. That ain't bad. Remember back not too long ago when it was like in the 30s, So 24-hour price movement for the top 100 alts below here. All of them except a very few, like a Flare, FLR are all in the actually coin conflux, whatever that is. CFX, I've traded that before. That's an interesting one. So Flare looking good. So top $100 in general in the red. So this is a nice place to be. Sorry if you got wrecked and you're kind of stuck in any trades, but I think we're going to see a turnaround, and maybe you can hedge back in to make some money. Looking at Bitcoin versus USDT over on Binance, 4-hour chart. Here's what I'm seeing. If we look at this 4-hour chart is going way back to, first of all, let's look at this part here. This kind of started back like December, like the 4th of December, 2023. Sometimes you can't quite make this chart until you get a little bit of time, but it becomes more and more apparent what's going on. So if we look, you can see where, Bitcoin has been ranging. And I mean, you can kind of take the romance out of it, and you can just kind of go like, so they're buying here, selling here, or shorting, longing or shorting. There we go. You see a W pattern, but it didn't break free. Another W pattern, it broke free. It really ran. That ends up being kind of a BART pattern there. Dumped hard, definitely wrecked a lot of longs. Then it started to, on the 4-hour chart, range between the 200 and the 314 moving average. Now it's dumped. But where has it dumped, to? It dumped right to this buy zone. In my opinion, when you see ranging like this, what I see it as is this is a very easy spot for the big money to keep Bitcoin. I just see this as big money ranging it. They know basically what they're looking at. And so they're buying down here in the green, or they're, well, either spot or they're longing it with leverage, and up about here, they expect it to sell. And yeah, we definitely had some runs, but trust me, the guys who know what they're doing, they've got trailing take profits running. And as soon as it turns around, even though it continued running, they may have sold when it got up here back to the red. They very well may have sold right here. But if they were trailing take profit, then they just got some of this goodness, and it wouldn't surprise me if somebody got a bit of this candle right here, this wick. So with that said, I'm just going to clear this off. Hate to lose it all, but boom, bam. So there we go. It's being ranged, in my opinion. I think it's down here at the bottom of the range, and just to make a very easy little ray here, we can look at it. I want this ray. With that one, horizontal ray, we can just kind of come right where Bitcoin's at. That's been support, and I think that's where the big money's playing it, and that's where the big money's going to start getting back in. And I know it's like we have the white moving average here is the 200, and the green one is the 314. So we ranged the middle for a little while between the 200 and the 314, which I find to be a weak spot in general. It's not the best place. And now we're seeing a move below, but I think we're still going to see a continuation here. I think this is the bottom of the range. I think big money will start to, it's already probably hedging back in. And what we could do, is there a way that I can, let's just see. Let's kind of look at this. This is a little hard to predict, but you know what? Let's do this. Let's fire up a Fibonacci sequence, and we'll just start here where it kind of started running and see where we're at if we incorporate that wick. Well, there we go. We've been ranging in it. If I look at it like this, I could take this all the way down a little lower if I wanted. Let's see, how would that fit? That's not too bad either, but I'm gonna go with here. I kind of like this fit better. So I really don't, in general, like to get involved in anything that's ranging right here. Even though this is where Bitcoin's been ranging, between the 236 and the 382 is weak. It's not a spot I really like to trade. I like to wait for a move down to the .5 and see a move, or a move down to the 618 golden pocket, or really if you can actually get down to that 786 fib and bounce, then you're really golden. But we're ranging in a weak spot, so I'm not quite sure if Bitcoin's given enough back to really continue moving up. I think we see a lot of uncertainty right now in the world and the market, but I do think we're at the bottom of the range, at least for the moment. I hedged in a little bit, and I'm just gonna I wouldn't call it like a big trade. I just definitely decided to do my dollar cost averaging that I do weekly, like today, basically, rather than Friday, because I think we're probably at the bottom of this range, and we'll see at least a move back up. Um, Now, here's the thing: if I look, if I was to do, let me fire up this real quick. I don't want to keep it too late, but if I do like this, you can have a sideways channel, and I feel like right in here is where the money is trading. And I think, it's not the strongest chart in the world, but I do think we'll see a move back up, and that would make sense. And if I do a range here, or forecast, I should say, from right about where we're at here from the bottom of this chart back up to the top, that's about 10% maybe you could grab. And definitely if it made a move higher, you could definitely get some of that. So we might see some resistance at the 314 moving average, the 200 moving average, or the white one there. This is a 4-hour chart. Well, let's look at, let's pull something crazy in like a 45 minute, get a lot of a lot of granularity in here. That's kind of interesting. So you can kind of see what's going on. Let's fire up some indicators here. Indicators here on the 45-minute chart, very immediate price action, but they are showing directional index is beginning to move towards the positive. ADX is going up. Of course, it's not going, it goes up when things are dumping, but squeeze indicator probably is going to turn around soon. We're seeing some nice volume here on the 45-minute chart. Let's look at the indicators on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, 4-hour chart, squeeze indicators moving towards the positive. Directional index is not so hot. Directional index and ADX are a little bit jacked because of this volatility. We're beginning to see a little bit of volume come in. So I would just say, hey, I'm not feeling too bad about it. I really can't. I'm just kind of going to go with a hunch on this one that I think we'll go back to the top of this range. And that's why I hedged in a bit today. I'd look at some alts, but nothing really is exciting. I'm just going to leave it at that. Maybe for just fun on the 4-hour chart. Let's just look at just some other stuff like SHIB versus USDT. SHIB's always a fun coin. That might be in a turn up mode. Not too exciting. Doge, USDT. How's that looking? Well, one thing about Doge versus USDT, if you're a Doge fan, no judgment. You're an all right person. But I would say, looking at this fib sequence, I'm going to fix this a little bit. Let's grab this fib and go down here. And it's in a good spot. Let's move this over. Where Doge is playing with, it's playing with that 618 golden pocket. Very strong place, very legit place to bounce. Looking at a 4-hour chart, inconclusive really. But if you like Doge, this might be a spot it could move off of again if alts run. Who else? FCon is a coin that I really like. It's a game coin. And I like that you can play it on KuCoin. I like that. You know what? KuCoin, this is kind of exciting. I like this coin. I definitely got some of this run that it did the other day, a little while ago. I got some of that. It's been dumping. It's under the 200, under the 314. That's not incredibly exciting, but look where it's at too. 618 golden pocket. And if you look at the indicators, squeeze is looking good. Directional index is good. ADX is kind of inconclusive. No great volume coming in, but interesting. I'm going to be watching this one. This one's definitely in the right place to make a move. And I could fire up, you know what? Let's real quick. Let me look at gaming coins. I'm just going to sort by gaming coins. What do I see that's in the green? Here on the 4-hour chart, I see Shill. I wouldn't call it a buy either. FCon could be making that 618 bounce. Creo, which has been crazy recently. Wow, upwards channel, it lost it. Could we see on the 4-hour chart a 200 moving average bounce here for Creo? That's interesting. I'd keep an eye on it. The indicators might show that pans out tomorrow. I'll try to get on as much as I can. I'm not gonna try to promise to get on. I've been trying to get on every day, but and do some look at things, but just life has not been supporting that. So I'll get on when I can. That'll be my new motto. When I can, I will get on, and we'll do some charts, especially when the market's exciting. Definitely Pirate Chain, ARRR versus USDT. You can play it on Gate.io. Isn't very exciting, but that's an okay exchange. Where else can you play it? CoinX, Gate.io, Mexi. A lot of people like Mexi. Got Bybit. Definitely it broke out. Crazy Darth Maul wicks going on here. It almost went down to the 200. It's definitely given a lot back. If you like, our pirate chain, watch this one to start making a whole new move into a whole new reality up here. It's definitely possible. So we'll keep an eye on this one. And I will keep revisiting that. Anything else that we want to look at? No. You know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, it's just in general kind of a crap day or crap couple days recently here in the market, and I'll just leave it at that. I can't think of any coins to really look at. I think, but I'm just thinking about Bitcoin here. Bitcoin BTC versus USDT. Look out on KuCoin this time. I do think, like I say, we've been ranging, looking at the 4-hour chart. I think that we're beginning to see some action here. I think we're beginning to see a turn up. It dumped. I think a lot of that was just the DXY pumping, and also that was probably just the ETF. That's what the big money does. It sells, let's buy the rumor, sell the news, and they sure as crap did, and they wrecked the shit out of people. So, but if we do look at Bitcoin at BitMEX here, the big money on Binance is definitely stacking up the longs, and that would make sense. Looking at Bitcoin on the daily chart, here you can see, we've been above the 200 moving average ever since like October, like the middle of October. We've been moving up. So right now we got a little bit of sideways action going on, but like I say, if I fire up this horizontal array, you can see it makes sense, and we're at a spot where it's very likely to bounce. Like I say, as I've already mentioned, I'll wrap this up so we can get out of here. But like I say, I think the big money is just ranging it right here. Boom. They're buying that bottom, they're selling that top, or they're long in the bottom, short in the top, and it looks like it's time for another run up. It's healthy enough. One thing I would look at, definitely, let me fire up an indicator here for the MACD. Really looking at this time frame, like the daily, I think we are really looking. The MACD is so valuable. So daily chart MACD. Okay, here's something that we can really sink our teeth into. Maybe we'll end up moving off this range and move back up a little ways, but definitely the MACD is friggin' dismal. So what I'm going to wait for now, it's done the right thing. The histogram's nice and wide. MACD is very far from the signal. The red one is the signal. MACD is the blue one. Histogram's opening up. That's the distance between them. Now, really, I'm going to watch, and it would not surprise me if tonight or tomorrow we're going to see this MACD, the tangent. As soon as you see the tangent of that blue line begin to perk up, that is a spot definitely where that could happen. And watch your indicators, watch the short time frames. I think you're going to see some serious move. I'm going to open for that 10% or so before we get to the top of that channel again. And honestly, at 5%, I'll probably have a trailing take profit of like 2%. I'll just get out as soon as it turns around, get some sweet Bitcoin, stack some USDC or just USD, whatever I traded against, and just sell that thing as soon as it begins to turn around, because then I'll buy back in when it moves back up. Sometimes I short, but not that often. Not Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I just do easy swings. And I don't bother with leverage. I just spot trade it, so that if it goes wrong, I'll just wait, because I think ultimately, I don't know. I'd rather not. Anyway, long story. I do short and long, but not Bitcoin. Because the thing is I'd rather not lose any sats. And the sats you got are the sats you got. And if you have confidence in the future of Bitcoin continuing to move up, why lose it on a short? Why lose it on a long? Why bother with that game? I feel that Bitcoin stats are too valuable to screw around with. So I'd rather just hold it if the trade doesn't go my way. Anyway, with that said, Bitcoin versus USDT, good to go. And I know that holding it when it doesn't go your way is not a great idea, because you can end up in that situation that we were in back in the day, where, let me actually go to a 3-day chart here so we can see it a little bit more clear. 3-day chart. There was a time where, people did over here. They were like, I know it didn't go my way, but I'm just going to hold. And, until eventually I get so depressed that I, freaking drive off a cliff or something. Anyway, so this wasn't so great. And if we look at like a fib sequence here and do it like upside down, you can see Bitcoin pretty much lost like 70%. I forgot to read this upside down. Anyway, it lost a lot. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired. Long day. But anyway, Bitcoin definitely, I could just do a forecast like this. What did Bitcoin actually lose before it started back up? Lost 74% in like 380 days. That's a shitty place to be, So like I say, don't hold too long. Anyway, if it goes the wrong way, have a plan when you trade. Have a plan if it goes your way or if it doesn't. So anyway, looking at this thing here, 3-day chart, I'm going to fire up this Fibonacci sequence here, which we oftentimes do reference. And this is back in the day when it hit like 3K. And if we look, where are we at here? Let's see. Sorry, my mouse is kind of crapping out. It's hard to be too exact with it. All right. So the 200 moving average is at the white line here is at the bottom of the actually fix this. This is I don't want my green to be the 140. I want it to be the 314. So something I don't like is the MACD position on the daily chart. Wait for that tangent to pop positive, and I think we'll see some good stuff happen. Or between the 382 and the, right now, as you can see, Bitcoin's been pushing up. It's above the 200 and 314. I'd rather the 314 be below the 200. I think that's a little bit more healthy, but definitely we spent our time in the 618 golden pocket. We moved up. We're above the 200 moving average here. Even on the 3-day, we're above it. Let's just go to a daily chart. Yeah, okay, this is better. Okay, so on the daily chart, 200 is above the 314. I like seeing that. We're basically right now, if we look at this, it makes sense. We are struggling to gain momentum to get above that 382. We've broken above it, but we're just hitting our head on it a little bit, and we're just finding it challenging to get above that. So that's kind of inspiring. And the 200 and 314 here on the daily are trending up, and 200 is above the 314. I like what I'm seeing. The subsequence has really been working. So, it really would not surprise me. Like if you look over here and you see some of these runs that we've made like above, I'll just take the this one here. Look at this run that we had off the 382. And if I grab that and simply move it over here, let's just get back to the 382. Boom. Let's just say eventually we get our act together and we make that move. Make a nice break above the 382. If I forecast that, where is that? That's like about 40%, 41% in like 82 days. That's not bad. And if it ran back to the top from where it's sitting right now, that would be like 56% in 115 days or so. So, or maybe even a little bit less. This run here. Well, anyways, everybody, this one. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. It's kind of exciting. We'll see what happens. Overall, I think we're in a volatile time. I myself, like I say, I got a long going. It's just spot. It's not leveraged. I think we'll probably see a good couple, maybe 10% even, to get to the top of this channel that we've been in recently, looking at the 4-hour chart, and we'll just see how it goes. And sorry if I'm not overly enthusiastic, but I think we'll just see how it goes. There's a lot going on in the world, a lot going on in the market. I definitely am very interested in watching the DXY. I think if the DXY rolls over, starts heading back down again, that's definitely going to be a big deal. I think Bitcoin will start rocking. Silver, I think, is at the bottom of a channel, beginning to make a move back up. I'm sorry, gold is making a bottom of a channel move. It's in a healthy spot. Silver is just friggin' all over the place, but most likely we're going to see this. We'll see it pop up from where it's at, and as I always mention, not to be pessimist or anything like that, but if you're into commodities. I'm not sure what the spot ETFs and stuff are for crude. I don't really know how to trade oil. Haven't had a chance to really get into it, but it ain't going to stay there. There's no possible way. A few more missiles and a few more things. And the people who are buying commodity oil right now are going to be friggin', driving that Lambo. They'll sell that Tesla, which is always at the charging station, and get a man's car. Okay, anyway, everybody, just wanted to mention as we check out this trends journal, I want to just promote this a little bit. I'm going to put it. So I'm going to put it eventually as a link over at Bitcoin Daily View. I'm going to put it in the live chat here. I love this. It comes out like every week. It's so fun. Gerald Salenti he has Judge Napolitano on, and you get the Trends Journal digital mag. You can flip through it. Top trends of 2024 is really darn fun stuff if you have interest in that. Not sure if I'm still logged in. Am I logged in? Let's see, can I? Yeah, click here for issue. Anyway, I don't want to give it all away, but this is 63 pages, and it talks about the top, trends. And I don't want to, give them away, but definitely it's insightful. And then if you get into the magazine every week, it really is a great way to keep ahead of the trends. They're brilliant at predicting them. Digital mag, you can click through, tons of links, tons of supporting information, and they really do some darn fun stuff. And also, you wouldn't want to miss crazy Gerald Salenti's weekly videos about stuff. He's an absolute character, but he loves humanity, and he's doing great stuff. And the Trends Journal definitely helps me stay ahead of what's going on and have a profoundly great insight and be able to keep ahead of the crowd and making profit, because somebody has to, and it might as well be us. Everybody take care, and I will be on as much as I can. I got to get back to it. It's good for you, good for me. Take care.